Okay, so here it is, the third and the last video on this topic, having an inclusive decision-making culture with the leadership team for strategic decisions by the management. And here I am with CK. We both have had our journeys with businesses as business mentors. We worked with them very inclusively. We've been a part of decision making. We've been part of setting strategies for growth and scale. And the last two videos, if you've already seen it, and if you've not, please do. We discussed quite a few interesting aspects of it. So, to the last third video, I welcome CK to take the floor because it's a free flow, your thought bites, and the vast experience that you've been in. I think I would like our videos to take away a lot of valuable inputs on this very specific topic. So the floor is all yours, CK.
Thank you, Salman. I think this is such an interesting topic because, when I break down the topic that you spoke about, to me, there are two or three key elements in that. I think the first one you say is leadership, right? Second one, you talk about inclusive. And I think the third one you talk about is strategy, right? And I think each one of them has its own meaning, right? And I think I covered this partly in the second video where I mentioned that quite often leadership is a wrong word because you're mostly dealing with managers, right? In many of the entrepreneur firms. So if you have a group of very senior leaders, what we call a core team or a senior leadership team, then you're presuming that all of them have got 10, 12, 15 years of experience, right? Hence, they come in with a lot of background experience, which can be relevant, and that's why they've been hired, right? So sometimes in the earlier video, we spoke about the fact that wrong hiring happens because of budget constraints and things like that. So sometimes you've got managers with a leadership title. It might be called a departmental head, or might be called a finance head, or a marketing head, or a exports head, or whatever head. The title is given, but the person's capacity to think of like a head may not be there. So I think that's a starting point that, how do you groom your managers to start thinking like leaders is a responsibility of the leadership team, which is the founders. Now, that often does not happen in an entrepreneur-driven organization because everybody's so busy in a firefighting mode. Everybody's so busy struggling to get revenue and growth and profitability that developing leaders down the line is not top priority.
Absolutely.
Right? They are there to get the work done. So they become more execution arm, more managerial kinds of people. So I think to address this particular topic, I think every organization has to identify 4 or 5 high potential leaders in their organization and have a very structured way of ensuring that they are given more responsibility. They are given more work delegated to them. They are empowered more. And to me, that empowerment is another problem area, right? Most entrepreneurs do not want to empower.
Yeah.
They want the decision making to be with them, right? So they don't let go of the power. They want every small fight to come, every small investment decision to come to them, every small thing to come to them. Hence, they get bogged down. They get bogged down in day to day, right? The inclusive leadership can only come when they are willing to trust their people. They're willing to empower their people. They're willing to let them take some risks and make mistakes and not, hang them, right? And that's where the culture part comes in, right? If the owner is under pressure to deliver numbers, the owner is under pressure from the investors to deliver numbers, chances are the pressure will go down the line.
Correct.
Look, I don't care how the work gets done, just get it done. I need this by tomorrow. And that's where a very directional kind of style of leadership happens. And then the managers will pass on the pressure down to the teams. So the whole culture becomes pretty sad, right? In that kind of environment, inclusive leadership cannot work. So setting the culture of the organization in such a way that you've identified the potential leaders, you're empowering them, you're giving them the space. You're saying that, look, come to me only when you need support. Otherwise, I'm there always to support you, but come to me only when you need support. Rest of it, you please manage. When you start pushing down expectations to the team and empower them, you will find that automatically they become more inclusive. right? Because they also take more responsibility, they take more accountability. They also feel the pain when the company does not achieve its numbers, right? I've seen in many entrepreneur firms, right? Many of the employees don't give a damn whether the company meets its target or not. The entire pressure is on the owners, right? Because they are the ones who are to give the salaries, they are the ones who are to ensure the profitability, they are the ones who got to answer the banks, they are the ones who got to answer the investors, they are the ones who need to ensure the cash flow. So the ownership and accountability of the company performance is not, you know, spread out across 7 or 8 people. It's down to 2 people who take all the pressure, all the stress. And I've seen this out in many organizations. The founders are so stressed out because everything is coming onto their head. And they're not just able to get the other people to lift up and take on that accountability. So I think that is where this whole aspect of culture comes in, right? Build leaders, identify your future leaders, invest in them, right? That is one thing. I think the third part is about strategy, right? This is something I do with a lot of my clients. I do this whole exercise on vision to strategy, vision to reality, not vision to strategy, vision to reality, right? And there I involve the entire core team, right? May not be only leaders, but all the core team. It could be 8 people, 10 people, 12 people, anybody who's handling a particular department or a particular role independently, right? And in many cases, I find even the vision of the organization is not known to most of those people.
Absolutely.
When I ask them, so what's the vision of the organization? They all look at each other, they look blank, they smile at each other. And the owner was obviously know what the vision is because he or she has defined the vision. But to get that alignment to the vision is a starting point.
Correct.
And this is again a huge gap in many organizations, right? The vision of the organization, the mission of the organization, the values of the organization are not known to even through the core team.
Correct.
Right? Then why have it you can have a big notice board, you can have it on the conference room, you can have fancy charts, but it's not internalized.
Correct.
Right? This whole part about strategy starts coming in when you say, okay, this is the vision of the organization. This is how we want this organization to be seen in the marketplace. This is how we want to be known in the marketplace, right? We want to be seen as a product leader. We want to be seen as a technology leader. We want to be seen as a customer-oriented company, right? Unless those keywords are drilled into the mind of the core team, right? The strategies will not evolve.
Absolutely.
The strategies will all be short term, it'll be operational. It is how to meet this month's cash flow, how to meet this month's target, how to meet this month's target. It's all very, very short term operational. Right? To me, strategy has to be more a longer term kind of this thing. Okay, how is the coming year looking at? What are the new trends in the market? What is competition doing? What are they doing that we are not doing? What are we doing that they're not doing? How can we realign our product or service strategy? How can we realign our pricing? How can we realign our market coverage strategy? What can we do on marketing and branding, right? How can we restructure our organization in such a way that we have the right structure to deliver the growth that we're looking for? To me, that is strategy, right? So you make a 1 year strategy, and then you break it down. Okay, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So that is very different from achieving short-term results.
Correct.
Both are important. Just the focus on short-term results will not be enough, right? Short-term results is a part of a longer-term strategy, which might take 2 months or 3 months or 1 quarter or 2 quarters to actually take effect. Right? So I found that whenever we involve the entire core team, I call them a core team. I don't use the word leadership. I just call them a core team, saying that you are the guys who have to take this company forward, right? That gives them a lot of feeling of importance that, look, you are the guys who got to take this company forward.
Yeah.
And we are depending on you. We're here to support you. We're here to give you a broad direction. Tell us where you're getting stuck. Tell us where you need support. We are here to support you. Just that tone of discussion between the founder and the employees, right, creates a huge change in the culture of the organization. That, look, you are part of us, right? We will all win together or we'll all lose together, right? Now, very few entrepreneurs have that inclusive nature.
Correct.
They will have a few favorites. Okay, this I depend on. I need this marketing guy. I need this finance people. These two guys are very critical for me. Rest are okay. Right? They'll spend all their time with these two people and possibly don't give enough importance to others. So the others also think that their importance in the company is only that much, right? They have to only do what is told. Don't apply my mind. What the boss tells me to do, I will do, right? And I will try to take as much time as required to do it till I'm, fired, and then I'll do it properly. So to me, the three elements you spoke about, no, leadership, inclusivity, and strategy, right? All are driven by the culture which the founder or the founders uh, are able to create in that organization.
Correct.
So that people like coming to that organization, they like working in that organization. The challenges of attrition are less. The challenges of retention are, better. So, you have more people staying longer, more people contributing more people liking to work in that company, more people wanting to join that company. And that is when that's an important strategy, right?
Yeah.
Getting employee attraction, employee retention, employee satisfaction. If those elements are missed out, you can have the best of products, you can have the best technology, you can have the best product, fancy product. But I again come back to what I spoke to earlier. Finally, it boils down to people.
Absolutely.
So whether it's leadership, whether it is culture, whether it is strategy, if you don't have the right people in the right environment and the right frame of mind, chances are the organization will not achieve its goals, it will not achieve its vision. And then it will blame the employees. The problem is not with the employees. The problem is with the way the employees have been hired and treated and fired.
Yeah.
Right? So this topic that you spoke about is quite inclusive. It covers, like I said, three different elements, and all three elements have to come together for an organization to be successful. Yeah, so,
Happy employees, happy customers. As simple as that, right?
absolutely.
So why don't you end the series with a three, closure? And I think, at least for my channel viewers, why don't you ask them to subscribe? Let's put you in that habit. So I know you don't do it for your
No, I
channel.
think, yeah, I think if you notice in the three videos that we've had, Salma and myself have had, I think, right, this is not a theoretical lesson. This is not a classroom session, right? I think between the two of us, we've got like 65 years of experience or more, right? And I think it's that experience of having worked in large organizations, having worked with small organizations, having worked with startups, early stage companies, growth phase companies, stuck phase companies, right? At every stage, we have found that when we actually get down to the nitty-gritties of where is the problem, it comes down to leadership, it comes down to culture, it comes down to involving people, empowering people, having a long-term clarity of vision and business goals around it. So when the best of the corporate practices are brought into an entrepreneur setup, I always say it's a good marriage. The mindset of an entrepreneur and the structure of a corporate. I think when you get that combination right, it takes a lot of effort to get that combination right. I find that even the managers and the junior people in the organizations are quite happy working that way because they also realize that things are much more structured this way. There's a lot more pattern to it. Every Monday there will be a review. In the review, this is what is going to get discussed. These are the review templates. So there's a lot of clarity, and even the time that is spent with the team members is much more efficient, right? So overall, you start building a more efficient, collaborative organization. And to me, I think that is the key to success. Right? If I were to sort of summarize this whole topic.
Absolutely. So, yeah, thank you so much. And until next time you see this team of two experts, quite
With a very different
with
topic, right? With a
a
very
very
different
good
topic.
topic. As CK, as you say, the gray-haired mentors. Mine is colored hair, but I still do have gray hair. But gray-haired mentors. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.